Good morning everyone. Today I want to share with you the way Indonesian people learn English language. Countries have their own national language in addition to a variety language and understood by their people in different regions. Some languages are spoken by millions of people. Nowadays, English has been an important role in our daily life. It is the massive means of communication. Do you know English is the official language in a large number of countries? And there are 350 million people all around the world speaking English as their first language. And more than 430 million people all around the world speaking it as the second language. The importance of English language. Number 1. It's an international common language. English is the most commonly used language by foreign language speakers. Throughout the world, when people with different language come together, they commonly use English to communicate. That's why we have to learn English to get in touch into an international level. Number 2 is the language of academia. English is generally thought to be the language of the higher education. Many of world's top universities are English-speaking schools, and there are many journals and science written in English. Number 3. Knowing English gives you access to a lot of online and printed media. On the internet, the majority articles and websites are written and created in English. And if they are created with a different language, they have an option to translate it into English. Number 4. It comes in handy when traveling. With a good understanding and communication, you can travel all around the world with English. Number 5. It's essential if you want to work in international business or commerce. Any big companies will hire their professional staff with the good English good skills, such as writers, readers, listeners, and speakers. If you are good in 4 skills, they will hire you in that company. And the last is the language of Hollywood. Hollywood is in the United States. Many television and music industries based on there. And if you have the good English enough, you can enjoy their television shows, music and radio from the Hollywood. How English used globally. English is a universal language. English is also the language of the international air traffic control and the language of the principles of word publishing, science, and technology. The history of English as a global language. It was British who was first spread the English around the globe through the imperialism from the 1600s to the 1900s. As other countries were colonized by British, English became established as a language of education and government. In many cases, English served as a useful common language among population with different native tongues. This factor contribute to the survival of English in many places. long after the British were gone. Since the 20th century, the United States has had a great influence on globalization of English.
English as a global language. Books, magazines, and newspapers are written in English. They are available in many countries all around the world. And also the science, they use English. The movies, the television, music, and also diplomacy.
How do people acquire English language in general? First, we have to know what is language acquisition. Language acquisition is the process by which humans acquire the capacity to perceive and comprehend language, as well as to produce and use word and sentence to communicate. Language acquisition involves structures, rules, and representation. Language acquisition divided by two types. The first is first language acquisition, and the second is second language acquisition. First language acquisition is refers to the way children learn their native language or their mother tongue, and the second language acquisition refers to the learning of another language beside from their mother tongue.
How do people acquire English language in general? For those who use English as their second language, there are some ways how they acquire English language. First, learning English at school. I think every children and every student must have an English subject at their school, even in the elementary school, junior high school, senior high school, or in college life. The second is travel and study abroad. For those the college students, they want to improving their speaking skill, they can study abroad to the countries that use English as their first language. For example, Australia. Number 3, watch movies and television. By watching English movies and television using English, you can improve your English skills. And the last is listen to the music and radio. You can listen to the English songs or English radio so that you can acquire the second language acquisition. How do Indonesians explore the language in developing language competence? First, listening to the music. When you are listening to English songs, you can pay attention to the lyrics. You can search what you are not understand and search for the meaning so that you can know the meaning of the song. Number 2, listening to the movies, TV shows, news, entertainment, and the radio. First, you can watch the English movie with the subtitle, but when you watch it for the second or the 3 times, you can watch it without the subtitle to increase your language developing. Number 3, talking to strangers or foreigners via social media. I think many teenagers in Indonesia love to do this. Talking with strangers via social media. You can use the Snapchat or Instagram for your developing language competence. Number 4, reading books in English and articles on the web. By reading on the article or the website or maybe journals in the article in the internet in English, you can developing your language competence. You can search for the topic that you like, and you can improve your English language. Number 5. Switch the operating system of your mobile phone, your PC or tablet into English. And I myself use these strategies to use my phone and my PC or maybe my games in English, so I know the common English language. Number 6. Write down words or expressions. Maybe you can write your diary on English, so it can improve your writing skills in English. Or maybe the expression, when you are feeling sad or maybe you are feeling happy, you can use your English skills to write it. And the last is write comment in English. Maybe you can open an article on the internet or the website, and then you can write comment in English. Don't worry to make a mistake. It can make you to developing the language competence. Do Indonesian people imitate pattern of English language? Yes, they do. English pattern has subject, predicate, object, and adverb of time or place, while Indonesian pattern is subject, predikat, objek, dan keterangan waktu atau tempat. For example, English sentence, Joshua playing a ball in backyard. Joshua is subject, playing is predicate, a ball is object, and backyard is the adverb of place. While Indonesian sentence has Natania membaca buku di kamar. Natania adalah subjek, membaca adalah predikat, buku adalah objek, dan di kamar adalah keterangan tempat. And the second is active voice and passive voice. Active voice in English has a pattern, subject plus predicate plus object. And this is the example sentence. I read a Harry Potter novel. While the passive voice is a Harry Potter novel read by me. And the sentence and the pattern is an object, predicate plus by plus subject. Dan di dalam bahasa Indonesia, kalimat aktif memiliki pola subjek tambah predikat tambah objek. Dan ini adalah salah satu contoh kalimatnya. Amanda memakan nasi goreng. Sedangkan kalimat pasif, nasi goreng dimakan oleh Amanda. Objek, predikat, oleh Amanda, subject. How do they examine the functioning of different sounds in word building and seek out properties behind their production? There are an area of the associative auditory cortex is called Wernicke's area. This brain segment is responsible to understanding speech. We can say that Wernicke's area is the process of the meaning of the sounds. This is the Wernicke's area. Moreover, the entire group of areas decodes the structure of difficult sentences. The second one decodes the structure of easy, simple sentences. And the third group of area is responsible for the meaning of the word. This process happens whether we talk or listen. How do I personally improve my language competence? There are some ways that I do for improving my language competence. First, watching an English movie and listening to English songs. I love to listening to English songs because the meaning is so deep. And I love to watching an English movie because I can improve my language skills by watching English movie and listening to the English songs. And number 2, reading some article in English. I love reading. My hobby is reading. And I read some article in English to increase my English skills. And whether I cannot understand what the meaning, I can check it in my dictionary. Number 3, talk with my friends using English. Sometimes I being afraid of talking English with other people because of I cannot speak properly and I did the wrong pattern, so I talk with my friends to increase my speaking skills. Number 4, summarize or paraphrasing some article in English. While I'm reading some article in English, I read the summaries of the article so that I can increase my writing skills. And then write the new words. I lack of my vocabulary, so when I found the new words that I cannot understand what the meaning, I write it on my book and on my list, and I search for the meaning so that I can find the meaning of the new word.
How well am I in learning patterns of sound and sentence? As an English major, I have to know the pattern of sound and sentence because it is the important thing. But sometimes I make mistakes. I write a sentence with the wrong patterns and I speak with the mispronunciation and the wrong patterns. But I try to do my best. I try keep practice because practice makes perfect.
What motivates me to keep learning the language? First, I love learning language. I love to learn English and Korean language because I want to make myself to understand some language besides my mother tongue. And then, when I was junior high school, my English teacher had taught many things to me, and I want to be like her. I want to be an English teacher because of her. And because of the motivation to keep learning the language, I want to travel around the world with the language skills that I have. What difficulties that I haven't solved in learning the language? There are 3 difficulties that I haven't solved in learning the language. First, I cannot recognize my intuition. Whenever I'm speaking, I cannot recognize my faults or my mistakes whenever I speak. Maybe I speak the wrong pattern or mispronunciation. But I keep speaking, even I cannot recognize the pattern is wrong. And the second is I lack of my vocabulary. This is the struggle difficulties that I haven't solved in learning the language because I lack of my vocabulary. Whenever I read an article or the book that have many difficult words that I cannot understand the meaning, I have to open the dictionary for the searching for the meaning of the word, and it took time. And then I cannot speaking properly or mispronunciation. As I said before, I cannot speaking properly like the right patterns and the pronunciation is proper. That's the difficulties that I haven't solved in learning the language. What difficulties that I have solved? There are 3 difficulties that I have solved. First, if I don't understand enough about something, I read some articles. Whenever my lecturer gives me an lecture about something but I cannot understand enough, I read some articles and journals on the internet. So that's why I solve my problem. And then write the new word that I don't understand the meaning. Whenever I read a book, a novel, or an article on the internet, and I found the new word that I cannot understand the meaning, I write it on my vocabulary list, my special book, and then I write it, the new word and the meaning of the new word from the dictionary. And then I know my learning style. I'm a visual learner. I use the markers and highlights to make my notes colorful so that I have a spirit to study with the notes that's colorful.
So that's all my presentation about the way Indonesian people learn English language. Thank you for your attention. God bless you.